Hey, what's up guys? Andrew Curry here. Just wanted to do a really quick follow-up on the last couple of videos. Received some interesting emails from folks viewing it. Primary issue seems to be, how am I going to keep all of that stuff in mind and play my Tai Chi and be relaxed? And that's an absolutely valid question. Just remember, as Chen Minching said, he could only keep the 5 principles in mind through the first half of the form, and then everything else was a wash. So the first thing is, don't give yourself too much grief about it. It kind of goes like this. If you're relaxed enough, that is, if your body is nicely, gently relaxed, you're going to feel the 5 principles working as just the way your body normally would work in nature. And that's good. That's exactly what you want. However, if your body's tense at all, it's going to disrupt those patterns. It's going to disrupt those natural flow of energy and natural biomechanics, you might say, of your body. So in that case, and that's where practice comes in. Like, say, for instance, you've had a rough day or stressful day at work, or you've been sitting too long, or any of those kind of things. If you apply these principles, then it helps your body relax. So it's kind of a double feedback loop. Either you're going to get it coming around from the relaxed side, or you're going to get it applying the application. And that's where Tai Chi as a practice really becomes beneficial, because you're gonna get something out of it anytime you do it. And I'm particularly fond of saying, if you're having a rough day, or if you have to sit for more than 20 minutes at a time, stand up and do a little bit of the first exercise of just exhaling and inhaling, and it'll change your whole perspective. Now, just as an example, you just saw me go through the first half of the form, and it was a little bit quicker, a little bit more up-tempo pace than what I would say my normal class pace would be, where I'm really trying to give people an opportunity to follow slowly and to see all the details of the movements. But that's really more akin to the way that I practice when I'm not teaching. Okay? So it's just this simple. I don't think about all the 5 principles. I simply know that before action, I have to relax. Okay? So I relax, do some action, and then I relax again. That's the pulse. Okay? That's the pulse, the cycle of yin and yang energy. Okay? Now, you all know that the yin and yang symbol is actually called Tai Chi. I'm assuming that everybody's heard that by now. Okay, so Tai Chi, and there are a couple of different ways to play this. I'm hoping to be hosting another workshop in a few weeks about the tracing the lotus petal, because it's really powerful. Depending on which style you study, the way that you trace the lotus petal, in the style that I study, we trace the lotus petal down through the center of the circle, and then we come up the outside to make the shape, down through the center of the circle, and up the outside to make the shape. Now, the cool thing about that is that you may remember from a couple of videos back, I was talking about wiggling the hips before making a shape. Well, that's the coolest thing about tracing the lotus petal, is because it gives you that wiggle. And then you make a shape. This being my shape, it would kind of be, what you might call a inside-outside block or chop with the knife edge hand in regular karate kind of fashion. But that's what we're doing. This gives me the opportunity to relax, and then I make a shape. Okay, and this gives me the opportunity to relax, and then I make a shape. It's that kind of insight that I'm hoping that you'll get from watching my series. So it's not important at all that you're remembering each of the 5 elements or 5 principles. You can do them if you need to. If your body's tense, use each of those 5 principles to help you relax. Otherwise, just relax and have a good time. Have a good time playing Tai Chi. That's what it's all about. So I have one more. I'm also getting a lot of information from people about how do you use this in practical terms. Okay, so I've got a couple of things that I want to demonstrate for you today. If you have a meditation bench in your house, or if you don't, contact me. I sell these for about 35 bucks. If you have a meditation bench in your house and your lower back is particularly stressed out, here's a really easy way of relieving your back of the stress. Place one leg up on your meditation bench, and now you're standing on this leg. Relax that leg so that it's nice and bouncy, and you'll feel your low back just go, ah. That's very important. I like to use this when I'm brushing my teeth over the sink, or when I'm shaving, when I'm doing the dishes. It's very helpful, have one leg up, okay? And also, since it's about the right height, about the right distance, I can just stand on this leg for a little while, and then stand on this leg for a little while. Meditation bench is your best friend to your low back when you're standing up anytime, okay? Now, if you don't have the bench, what are you going to do? You can imagine that your foot is on a bench, and if you do that, you get the same kind of relief. So you do that for a few times, and your body will have some recognition of, oh, when I'm standing on this leg, I have to be soft and relaxed. That's great. So now you can imagine that you're in that soft and relaxed position. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, another opportunity to play Tai Chi in your everyday life is if you have to pick something up. Now, typically, if you're like most people, you're just going to pick it up, and you're going to feel a lot of stress in your arm. You're going to feel that stress being transferred to your back. I can't even demonstrate this anymore without it causing my body to just scream at me. So here's the thing, and regardless of what form you're practicing, here's the idea. Before action, relax. When in action, just let your body load as it naturally will. So in this case, I want to pick up the chair. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the first relaxing the spine. I'm going to do the relaxation first, and then I'm just going to pick the chair up. Okay, when I do that, the load is separated over my entire body rather than being isolated in one particular part. Now, you may have to change how you're loading. Maybe you want to pick it up with two hands. That's fine too. But relax first, and then pick up the chair. It feels almost like nothing when I do it that way, as opposed to, and again, I don't demonstrate this very frequently, as opposed to just going like this way. You can hear the strain in my voice already. And this isn't even a very heavy chair. Now imagine you've got a 30 or 40 pound 5-year-old. Same sort of thing applies. Whenever you're ready to pick up your baby, relax first. And then it also helps if she jumps a little bit. Okay, so those are 2 tips for how to use Tai Chi in your everyday life. Another one would be, like say for instance, you're just standing and you want to turn. You want to go in one direction or the other. Okay, most of us are just going to go like this and start walking out. Well, again, your body has gone through a process of strain on strain rather than release and then load. Okay, so what we're going to do instead of just turning and going is I'm simply going to relax my back, and then you see, oh, so now my body's ready to go. And I can walk off in any direction that way without having to create any further stress in our lives. So that's my that's kind of the end of the 5 principles series. If you have any more questions, please come to class and we'll talk about them then. The next series is going to be on the second half of the form. We're going to break it down into 5 sections so that you have that to practice as well when you're not coming to class or when you're not in class. Okay, it's been fun. Thanks so very much for watching. Good luck, good practice, and I'll see you very soon.